Hello folks, just wanted to review the assignment that I set for the planning exercise up on Birch Creek. So this assumes that you've done the planning reading, basically chapter 3. You've watched that intro to low tech, if you needed to, reviewed condition recovery assessment, and then there's the part 1 and part 2 Birch Creek background videos. And so what this is an assignment that is going to be due next Friday. And so we'll go in there. I'll also point out that this is part of this planning module, okay? And those are laid out in order. And I just want to draw your attention, you can read, but I just want to draw your attention to basically what's provided here is an outline. So everybody is going to prepare their own report and do their own work, and you're allowed to discuss it with each other, with me, but you're going to have to go through all the steps on your own. And that should have a table of contents, an executive summary, an introduction, project site description and scope and methods. These I'd suggest you get started on, but it's not really what I'm looking for right away. I've also pointed you to hints in italics of resources that'll help you with those. What I'm really expecting in this assignment is what's highlighted in orange, and that's the planning part of the conservation planning process. The following then we'll start introducing design concepts next week while you're working on the planning, and then the design will be due the following week. And then we'll move into the implementation and adaptive management, okay? And so what is important to recognize here is that the problems and opportunities that we're talking about all come out of chapter 3, which I'm just bringing up here on another screen, so just bear with me for a moment. So chapter 3 of the design manual, okay? And if you did the reading assignment, that will hopefully be a reminder and pay off. But then when we come down into the manual here, this chapter 3 goes through the overall conservation planning process like we did in the lecture. It does have a little comment here about the spatial scale of planning, and you're going to be working at the riverscape scale. You're working as defined in the previous lecture on a mile of riverscape, and based off your answers that come out of the planning process, you may have reach breaks. If the answers are all the same, it could be 1 mile, but if the answers to the questions that are posed in this process are different, then that's what will happen. We went through what those are in the previous lecture, so I don't need to do that. But if you compare, I'm just going to put this up next to this, if you compare what's outlined here, you will notice pretty quickly all it's doing is it's working through these 4 steps and then these specific questions in green and yellow, okay? And I am on the rest of the page that you're viewing this video on. I'm going to be providing you with resources to lines of evidence that you can use to do most of those steps. Some of these are already lined out in common sense, but the ones that aren't is where I'll fill that in. There's always options to invest more time, more effort, use better lines of evidence. What we're going to do now is do the best job we can with a desktop analysis. Most of you have had the luxury of visiting the site. You are welcome by yourself to go up and take a look at it. However, we're unfortunately not going to be doing that as part of a field trip. So that's the assignment, and if you have any questions, please post those in the planning questions discussion board, okay? And so I've put discussion boards up there for any of the areas that, the next few units that we're going through, and if you have questions about how we're going to do this in delivery. So hopefully that helps. Okay, good luck.